Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Robert Sikes, KetoSavage.com, and this is another podcast episode. Today, we have a new guest. Actually, it's not a new guest, but it's with a new name. So, we've had Crystal Love on the podcast 2 or 3 times now. This time, we've got Crystal Sikes on the podcast. How are you, Miss Sikes?
I am wonderful.
Very good. I'm glad to hear it. We got our Starbucks coffee. This is going to be a video on YouTube and a podcast as well. Just lost my voice. So you can watch it or listen to it, whichever you so prefer. How are you, Crystal?
You just said I am wonderful.
Elaborate. You're Miss Sikes now, right?
I am. I am Mrs. Sikes. Miss Sikes? No, Mrs. Sikes. I'm
Miss
Mrs.
Sikes.
Sikes now. It's been a full week. It's Sunday. It was last Sunday.
Yeah, it's been a whole week since
We've
we've
been
gotten
married for a whole week.
We haven't killed each other yet. I haven't run out on her yet. All is well.
Yep.
Anyways, so I figured this podcast, like I said, we've had each other on. I've had her on the podcast several times in the past, but we're married now. We spent this past week kind of really figuring out what our long-term game plan is. So we're gonna kind of just communicate that to each other right now, but then also have it on video and audio format so y'all can kind of see where we're gonna take, what direction we're gonna take going forward with the brand, the business, our lives. So yeah, we're just kind of like brainstorming right now. So this is like an informal podcast, not like the others, but I think it'll still be an interesting conversation. So without further ado,
We did that a little bit. We did a year in review or something like that of the Keto Brick.
yeah,
And led into a lot of different things. But that was the end of last year, so it's been over 5 or 6 months since we did this.
I think the last time we recorded a podcast together was on episode 100, and this is, I think, going to be episode 159.
Wow.
So,
okay.
quite a few podcasts in the making. But yeah, so let's just kind of recap a little bit. For any of y'all that do not know, this time last week we got married last Sunday, April 28th. Crystal and I have known each other for about almost 5 years now.
Yeah.
And we've been together for about 4 years. Just tied the knot this past week, and it's good. I'm excited about the future. It's gonna be a good future. We got married at my family farm, which is in Alene, Arkansas.
Little dinky place.
Yeah, very, very small town. There's just it's a farm that's been in our family for like 4 generations now. There's a cabin right by the river. We got married underneath this big oak tree that's been there since like the 1820s, I want to say. And there's just this big field, this big oak tree right in the middle of it. We got married underneath that oak tree, and it's just very sentimental place. That's where my dad's going to get buried someday. That's where I'm probably going to get buried someday. It's just like a little piece of paradise, and I felt like that was the most fitting place to tie the knot. Yeah, the ceremony itself was pretty good. A lot of people were asking about that. We've been in hiatus from Instagram, YouTube, podcasts for the past week because there's no cell service down there. There's no internet down there. So I've basically been, this podcast / video will be the first piece of content I've published since being gone. So yeah, what do you think about the whole ceremony, Crystal?
Oh, that was good. My brother actually married us.
Mm-hmm.
I was I don't know what you call it, the officiant of our wedding. And it was really good. We talked about it like that morning. The 3 of us talked about how we wanted it to go, and it was just very laid back, relaxed. That's not something that he does all the time. This was actually his first time officiating a wedding, and he did an amazing job. And it was fun. It was just perfect. It was exactly what we wanted.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. Like, her sister was her maid of honor. My brother was my best man. Her brother officiated it. And the wedding itself was just family, just really close family, like immediate family. We kept it small intentionally. It was just kind of getting crazy for a while there when we were planning on making it bigger and having, friends, extended family, and everybody in between. So we just decided to go stress-free with it and keep it small. Glad we did.
It was so stress-free. Like, I felt so good the entire time, and I'm so glad we did the way that we did.
Yeah. Plus, we were able to do, like, just cool things. Like, I drove up to the tree in a big tractor. So You know, it was at the farm. I had to make sure it was fitting. I wore my cowboy hat. We had like Western get up, so I drove the tractor there, and then after the ceremony was over, we drove my dad's '68 Camaro back to the cabin, which was his car in high school, which he's totally refurbished and looks amazing. So we took the '68 Camaro. He opened up the headers on it, and we drove that back to the cabin. So pretty cool little deal. And then afterwards, we just had dinner with everybody. We shot guns. We rode four-wheelers. And then after everybody left, Crystal and I stayed down there for another few days just to fish, shoot more guns, drive across the farm, and relax with each other and drink a cup of coffee.
One thing that I love that we did is we did the trash the dress. Is it wreck the dress or trash the dress?
You're asking me?
One of those two. And it was so fun. Robert drove. What do you call that? What do other people call that?
So those little Kawasaki mules, like the little ATVs, had that. And then there's a whole bunch of 55-gallon plastic drums that had been cut in half. And I tied 3 of them together to form this train. Mm-hmm. And then I basically spent most of the time driving the little kids around.
All my nieces and nephews in the back of these things, just getting all muddy. And
yeah, I took them through mud puddles. It was a lot of fun. And at the end, she got in the last barrel, which is the one that gets the most mud. And I drove her through the mud puddles, and we totally trashed her white wedding dress. So
yeah, it was so fun, though. And it was perfect. I'm glad that we did that.
Yeah, and we got footage of all of this. We got pictures of all of this. I just don't have that yet. But this will all be a vlog at some point. Probably this week, I'm hoping. So stay tuned for that. Her brother and sister and brother-in-law took a bunch of they were our photographers. They took all the photos.
Yeah, that's what they do for a living. They did my hair and makeup. They did Robert's mom's hair and makeup, my mom's, and then my sister's as well. And then my brother-in-law is a photographer, and they do a ton of weddings. So
that was cool. I'm excited to see all the pictures from that. We took a bunch of pictures, so those will be making their way on social soon. But the whole time, not the whole time, but after everybody left, we just kind of brainstormed on our future, what we had coming up, what we plan on doing. Some of these things we've already implemented that we haven't told y'all about. Some of them are going to be coming soon. So we figured we kind of like do a little podcast conversation, tease y'all just a little bit with what is to come. So, Crystal, now that you are Crystal Sikes, what is going to happen with crystallovefit.fka?
Well, my Instagram handle has already changed, and it is the Lady Savage. It's actually the.lady.savage. So I'm excited about that. And I've also already kind of teased everyone on my Instagram that there's more to come with that, with Lady Savage. Super excited about it. I've been kind of wanting to lay my head on something fresh and new and something that can be solid forever for the rest of my fitness, keto, everything career, I guess. And I feel like this is it. And I feel like I'm going to, I don't know how much I want to share.
Well, dive in and tease a little bit. What is Lady Savage going to become? Kind of broad, big picture. Who are you trying to create content for?
Okay. So pretty much the same type of people that I've been going for. I really have this strong pull towards getting females of all ages and of all body types and of all pasts and all of that, to know that they can live their best life. And that's mentally, spiritually, physically, with food, nutrition, all of that kind of stuff. I've gone through a lot of struggles in my life, and my life has been very short thus far. But I've gone through a lot in that time, and I feel like I have a lot to offer for that kind of demographic. So anyways, mostly geared towards females. Hello, Lady Savage. But men are welcome to follow along as well. But yeah, just kind of, I want to show a little bit more about fitness and how people can implement that into their lifestyle even from ground zero, working their way up to however hard or crazy or whatever they want to do, and then knowing that they can do it and they can accomplish whatever they want. But I feel like there needs to be a voice out there. And there are a lot of voices, but I feel like mine is pretty strong. So I'm excited to encourage other women.
Yeah, one thing that she's going to do that I'm excited about is she's going to, again, I don't want to give away too many details, but there's a lot of coaching styles out there, a lot of training styles out there that are specifically catered towards women that are kind of like light and fluffy and not savage. And she's going to be the lady savage. So she's going to like show you, I mean, there's a way to bridge the gap between being, you know, feminine and attractive and sexy, but also like hardcore and intense and strong and powerful. And I feel like she's going to do a really good job at bridging that gap and illustrating how you could do both and see better results than if you tried to tiptoe into one or the other.
Yeah, I definitely agree, and I'm glad that you can see that. But I do see that a lot. A lot of people are trying to like tiptoe into everything and just like, oh, well, you know, I'm just going to do this for a minute. I'm just going to do that for a minute. And I am very much like, let's just get in there and do it, you know? But again, seeing the feminine side of things, being a lady, being a woman, a beautiful woman that can accomplish her goals and her dreams and all of that, all the while respecting her man.
Yeah. And I'm super excited about this. It's going to be cool. Like, we're going to create a lot more content. Y'all have been asking for her to make a lot more YouTube videos, and she's going to make a lot more YouTube videos. She's in a lot of my YouTube videos, but it seems that when I post a video with her as the prominent subject, they get more views for whatever reason. I don't know. But, yeah, we're going to make more YouTube videos. We're going to keep it all under my channel because we can leverage the audience that is already there.
I do have a YouTube channel of my own, but I think we're just going to discontinue doing anything on that. I haven't done anything on there since my prep, but I might even switch those videos over. I'm not really sure what I want to do there. But, yeah, being able to do it on yours, I think is a really good idea.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, I'll still be producing a lot of videos. She'll be producing a lot of videos. We're on the same team. So if, like, there's a day where I'm, you know, filled up doing other stuff, she'll be able to put a video out and vice versa, so we can kind of leverage each other's time there. I got another camera, so we both have our own designated camera now, which is a huge plus. We just got to get you trained up on how to edit, and then you'll be good to go.
Yeah, it's my not so great strength area.
Kryptonite right there. But that'll come. We'll get that figured out. So yeah, that's gonna, like, Lady Savage is gonna be its own business. It's gonna be its own LLC. It's gonna be its own website. It's gonna be its own everything, its own entity. I'm super excited about that from a back-end business standpoint because she's gonna have the opportunity to learn a lot more about how business works, how finances work, how taxes work, how, you know, governmental policy works, all through having her own business. And then when she learns these things, she'll be able to kind of relate a lot more with what I'm doing with, you know, Keto Brick, Keto Savage, and the other business entities. So really good.
I've been super supportive, you know, this whole time doing all the business stuff and all of that, but I've been a little bit clueless as far as the deeper aspects of business goes. So I'm super excited to dig into that part, but I'm also just super excited to like dig my hands into something new that could be mine, you know. Really excited about that.
Yeah, so that's one big thing that we have coming. That will probably officially unveil itself within the next 2 months.
Yep.
Sometime in the next 2 months. We don't have any hard dates yet, but that is coming for sure. Another big thing that's coming is, drum roll.
Oh, that's not a good idea.
Keto Brick. All right, let's talk about Keto Brick for a second. What are some things that we have coming up, Crystal?
We got some new flavors.
We have a limited edition flavor coming.
Yes.
And that will hopefully be launching this month, if all goes well. We're set to launch this month, so unless we have any kind of delays, that new limited edition flavor will go live later this month, which I'm super excited about. We've had a lot of guesses. We've kind of alluded to it a little bit. We've had a lot of guesses. It's not allergens, so there's no nut butters in there. A lot of people are wanting a nut butter, which we will do at some point, but I think y'all will be happy with this new flavor. It's very ketogenic. Keto. Like when you think keto, you think this, and this is going to tickle your taste buds, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, we're super excited about that. We'll let you know, obviously, when that goes live. keep everybody in the loop. What are some other things we have got changing with Keto Brick?
We did just put out the golden ticket. Well, there is one every 4 months, was it?
Yeah, one every 4 months.
So we're waiting for someone to tell us that they got it.
Yeah, we haven't had any takers yet. So there is a golden brick.
We had just announced that. When did we announce that?
April, shortly before we left for the wedding.
Okay. So it hasn't been too long, but
yeah.
we're just gonna have to wait and see when because we don't know what brick it was. We don't know when it is.
It's totally
going
randomized.
Out
We just know that one is out there because it's into the second grouping of 4 months. So that first 4 month window, there was a golden brick in there.
Yep.
And for anybody that doesn't know about that, quick little blurb on that. So similar to Willy Wonka's golden ticket, we have a golden foil wrapped brick. And there's a number written on top of that brick. If you get that golden brick with the number, shoot us an email. What email did we say? Info at Keto Brick?
Info at ketobrick.com.
Yeah. Info at ketobrick.com with a picture of that golden wrap brick and the associated number. And then you either get one of two prizes, a year supply. A year supply of Keto Bricks. That's like a $2,160 value, I think.
Yeah.
And then if you live outside the 50 states, that's what you default to. But if you live within the 50 states and you get the golden brick, you can get the year supply of bricks, or you can opt to get prize number 2, which is a fully expense-paid trip to the Keto Savage compound. We'll fix you up with some bricks, obviously, but you'll also be able to train with us, work with us.
We'll have a cookout with the crew.
Yeah, have a cookout with the crew. It'll just be like fun, just hanging out, taking it easy, and enjoying each other's company.
Yeah, did you already say you'll be on the podcast?
Yeah, we can get you on the podcast. We can get you on a YouTube video. We just want to get you as involved as much as you want to be. So I'm super excited about that. I think it'll be a really good way to, pay it forward with the keto community because y'all have been so supportive to us. We love y'all. We want to meet y'all. We want to spend time with y'all. And, flying you out here, covering your airfare, your hotel, your food. I think it'd be a cool way just to connect.
Yep.
So, yeah, we got that. That's one big thing with the Keto Brick. There's another big thing, which I talked about in the 7 Set Sunday newsletter. But we just invested a pretty hefty sum into a piece of equipment, which we should be getting in about 5 or 6 weeks. And it is a horizontal flow wrapper. But basically what this thing is going to do is it's going to allow us to be incredibly efficient with our production. We're going to be able to bump out a lot more Keto Bricks in a day. They're going to store more easily. They're going to be more resilient during the hot summer months in shipping. It's just going to be way better. It's kind of scary because this is not a cheap investment by any means. I mean, it's kind of...
It's the biggest thing we've ever bought.
Yeah, it's the biggest thing we've ever purchased. Anytime you make a big purchase, you have a little bit of doubt that comes in. You have a little bit of uncertainty, a little bit of risk, and that can get to you if you let it. You're constantly going back and forth of, is it worth it? Is it not worth it? Should I spend this money or should I allocate it elsewhere? Should I be safe and play it conservative or should I just go for it? And we just decided to go for it. I believe in the brick. I believe in the business. I believe in our team. I believe in me. And I feel like this is going to be much better for the business. So as long as y'all keep supporting us and showing us love and buying Keto Bricks, we'll be good to go. So yeah, I'm excited about them.
If not, we'll eat them all ourselves.
Yeah, we'll eat them all ourselves. But yeah, that'll be a big deal for sure.
Yeah, that's going to be huge for us.
And it's going to take a little while to get it set up, get the crew trained on how to use it. But I think it's going to be a game changer for us, without a doubt. Once we have more supply and we can meet demand, we can start getting more creative on how we, get that supply out there to more people, kind of build the audience. So yeah, that'll be good.
Yep, we are trying to get on top of things where people can go on and, get a brick whenever they want to. We understand that it can be frustrating to go on and it all be sold out and whatnot, but we are definitely making huge waves and making that a little better for you guys.
Yeah. What's the next big thing?
I don't know. What is the next big thing?
So the next big thing we have talked about very, very briefly, and I'm not going to reveal all the secrets now, But we've had several people ask us for Keto Savage swag, shirts, apparel, hats, et cetera, et cetera. And I've hesitated to put anything out there because you see a lot of companies, a lot of brands, they'll put together this like Teespring or Spreadshirt design where you basically go to this third-party website that all looks the same. You buy a shirt, they ship it to you, and the brand itself is completely hands-off. Which, nothing against it. I'm not trying to knock that or people that do that by any means. But everything I've learned with Keto Brick, being as involved as possible, being behind the scenes, showing y'all the behind the scenes, making the bricks, putting in the work, I've learned so much in doing that I've wanted to replicate that with my other business ventures, apparel included. So we're not simply going to outsource this and go through like a third-party company like Spreadshirt or Teespring. We're going to do this right. We're going to make this a legitimate business. We're going to go hard. We're going to go intense. We're going to go all in. And we're going to have some awesome apparel. And that is going to be coming very soon. We're going to do a small test run initially. I went to Texas. I learned how to do screen printing. One of the guys that I used to work with way back in the day, he has his own screen printing business, so he showed me how to do things, and then we made a bunch of shirts. I'm wearing one of them right now. I also got a bunch of hats made. I've got a bunch of other things like hoodies, leggings, just all kinds of cool stuff. And
we have some of them in right now that we've been like just testing to make sure that they're good quality, and we want to be really picky about what we put out there because we want it to be quality. Like, we want everything to be really well done. So I love everything so far.
Yeah, we're really excited about this because it's taken us longer to make it and do it because we're trying to do it as if this was a legitimate business because we're making it a legitimate business. Yeah. It's going to be Live Savage Apparel. So we have Keto Savage, we have Keto Brick, we have Live Savage, which is like a new brand that we're kind of rolling out. And then we have a subset of that, which is Live Savage Apparel. Live Savage Apparel will have, all the brands associated with it. So it'll have the Keto Brick brands, it'll have the Keto Savage brand, it'll have its own Live Savage Apparel brand. But it's going to be really cool clothes that fit the lifestyle that we all live. So it's going to be active wear, it's going to be lifestyle type wear, it's going to be stuff, like for me personally, I wear things that if I'm traveling or out doing whatever, it's not an inconvenience for me to just go to the gym and get a workout in with what I'm wearing.
Very practical.
Yeah, it's practical, it's comfortable, it's quality. Like, I don't want to have to worry about ripping my clothes if I need to go deep on some squats during an unexpected leg workout because somebody saw me and wanted to meet up and go crush legs. Like, I want to be able to just say, okay, let's go do it, So, yeah, I'm excited about this. Like everything else, like the Keto Bricks, for instance, there's going to be some growing pains. If we sell out the first little bit, be patient with us. We have to figure out how to best scale up this business as we have had to figure out how to scale the Keto Brick business. So we're going to start slow, but we're going to do it the right way. We're not going to cut corners, and we're going to be as true and honest to you as we can and as we have been with the Keto Brick. So we're going to, like I said, we're just going to be the best we can be with it. And if that means that we have to be slower with it and more, meticulous, then that's what we're going to do. So I'm excited about it. A lot of y'all have been asking for apparel, for shirts, for hats, for stuff like that. And I'm excited to be able to offer that. I'm super proud and honored that y'all want to rep our brand in the first place. Like, that to me is like the coolest thing. That means more than you could ever imagine. So thank you.
And I give this a lot because Robert is the face to all of this, all these businesses and all of that. There is going to be female stuff as well. It's not just going to be a male's brand, whatever. We have, my input as well as, some of the females that work for us, what they like, what they don't like. So we're trying to make it full circle where everyone could find something and be really comfortable. And there will be female stuff out because I get that all the time.
Yeah. On that note, though, the leggings that we have and the initial women's stringers that we have coming, those are all rocking the Keto Savage brand because at the time we didn't have the Lady Savage brand and logo, and we still don't. We're still working on that kind of. But once that becomes a thing and is materialized, we'll be able to incorporate that into the apparel branding as well. So again, just be patient with us as we kind of refine this process and get things under control. But yeah, I'm super excited about it. It's gonna be good. It's not gonna be like little Spreadshirt buy apparel swag button. You get like 2 shirts to choose from, and they're always out of stock. This is gonna be
the warehouse house already has its own space for it.
Yeah, like we when we got this warehouse space, the compound, we kind of planned on doing this down the road. So we've got like designated space, floor space for, storing this apparel inventory, packaging this inventory. And again, we're going to do all of this in-house. So we're not sewing the clothes together. but,
you don't want us to.
Yeah, you don't want us to do that. But we're being as hands-on as we possibly can. And if it makes sense for us to get a legitimate screen printing press and start printing our own shirts, that's what we're going to do too. So I'm super excited about that.
We did just bring on a couple more crew members. I don't know if you want to talk about that, but they're awesome, super, super helpful. Just bringing on some more skills that we haven't, really used or needed or had. So we're really excited about having some extra hands on board. You
want to talk about that, kind of dive into who that is and what they're doing?
Yeah, so the first one is Brandon Clark, and some of you may already know. I know that he's been in a couple of videos and such, but he's awesome. He is the project manager of the Keto Bricks. He's kind of keeping the crew, organized on what they're doing, where, what we need to be doing on a daily basis, doing scheduling and all of that kind of stuff. He's been super helpful. He's been with us a month now.
Yeah, about a month.
Yep.
He was with the police force in Virginia as a sergeant for 15 or 16 years.
Yeah.
And he left that with his 5 kids and wife to come down to Arkansas and work on our team with us.
They're actually on their second half of their trip, moving the whole family down today.
Yeah.
So.
Which, Brandon, if you watch this video or listen to this podcast, man, you're a rock star. Like, you've been with us for a month now, but I can tell you're asking the right questions. You're intrigued about what you're doing, what you're learning. Like, you have a desire to learn and be better. And that means the world to me. Like, to see your work ethic and to see that you're actually, self-motivated and want to be the best that you can be, and you want to see this brand, this business grow and flourish and become something much bigger than it is already, that excites me. Like, seeing you excited motivates and excites me that much more to build this into the thing that can be your everything. So that's cool.
The whole time we were out of town at the farm, Robert kept saying, we just made the right decision with Brandon. I know we made the right decision with Brandon. He's doing awesome, So it's been really good. It's been huge. It's been huge for me because everything that I was doing, he has now taken on. There's still a couple things, but that's just because I'm still super involved in it. But it's made it to where I can be a little bit more hands off and focus my mind on a couple other things like Lady Savage and the apparel stuff. So without him, I would not be able to do any of that stuff.
Yeah.
So super grateful for him. And then Kara, I don't think Kara's been on any other videos yet. Kara has been living in Missouri, so she's actually going to be moving down here in a couple of weeks, and then she will be starting with us. So we haven't really had the chance to work with her, but we've gotten together with her several times now. We went to dinner with her and her man, and
she is a client of yours.
She was a client of mine, yep, and that's how she and I actually met, and she's been following us for some time, and she actually told Anthony, her boyfriend, that she thought about just reaching out to us and saying, seeing if we needed any help, and she's got all nervous and decided not to, and because she's really not that far away from us. So then when we put the job opportunity out there, she was like, this is my chance. I should send something in. And at that point, she was my client. So it was really cool how that all worked out, and she came down and we loved her, and she's such a sweetheart, and I know that she's going to do like really great things for us and the business, and yeah, I'm really excited.
Yeah, I mean, we have an awesome team. We have an awesome crew. It's growing, and like the people that make up the crew and the team, like their talents and interests are so in line with what we're wanting to do and where to take things. I mean, I'm just incredibly excited to have Kara. I called her the other day out of the blue, and I was like, "Hey, look, you haven't started yet, but I want you to know when you get here, I'm going to be unloading all kinds of things on you, and I'm going to let you dig in deep because there's just so much that we need help with, and I feel like you're going to be great for it." I mean, so much of it is like administrative stuff that takes up so much of my time. So much of my time. Like emails alone eat up hours of my day. And that's all necessary. It's all important. I actually enjoy all of it, but it's an opportunity cost in a way because it prevents me from spending time in building the business. I'm more focused on the administrative aspect of running the business. So I'm still answering my emails, obviously, but there's things that I could have her do that would give me space to focus more on business growth and development, and have her kind of do a lot more of the administrative tasks that come along with just running the business. So again, I'm super excited about that.
We've been super big on making sure that we're so involved in this business that we know and we oversee every single thing that's happening, from like one dish being cleaned to all the emails being answered, that with us bringing on all of these people, we want you guys to know that like we see everything, that we're still here and we're still behind it all. And you'll get emails from us, you'll get emails from our crew, you'll get responses from different people, or you'll see different people making your bricks, and we are all a team. So in whatever way we can get it done the best for you guys is how we're trying to handle it. But please know that even with all the people that we're bringing on, that we are still very hands-on with everything that we're doing.
I think with the more people we bring on, we're going to be able to be more in like the face of the business, because we're going to be able to focus more on content creation and actual front end stuff. We'll still do a lot of the back end stuff, but like I look at my Instagram as a classic example. My Instagram is terrible. Like I don't ever post on Instagram, and it's been stagnant for months now because I've just been so busy with everything else that y'all don't see, that the things that you do see, such as my Instagram activity, looks pathetic because it is. So I'm hoping that with bringing on more people to help with the back end of the business, which is incredibly important,
Yes.
I'll be able to work on more of the front end of the business, like the content creation, the Instagram, the YouTube videos. I've been doing a daily YouTube video. Again, we've kind of taken a hiatus from that while we've been getting married. But when I come back with the YouTube videos, I'm going to come back with a vengeance. And it's going to be quality content. I'm going to focus more on useful information. Still do the daily vlogs, but have a lot more useful information like exercise tutorials. Crystal and I have been kind of brainstorming how we want to approach exercise tutorials, and that's something that I've always hesitated to do because there's so much information out there already on the internet of people that are a lot smarter than me when it comes to like proper technique, proper form, muscle development and tie-ins and tendons and ligaments, injury prevention. Like, I am not the smartest person in the world with that by any means. And for that reason, I've hesitated to put much content out there. But I realize that's been kind of, that insecurity of mine's been holding me back. And I feel like if I just have my own spin on things, my own twist, my own style, I'll still be able to add value in that space. And honestly, there's not a whole lot of, training technique and form tutorial videos in the ketogenic space. There isn't like the bodybuilding and fitness space, which is where I'm coming from. And that's why I'm kind of like hesitant to put so much out there, because there already is a bunch out there, but there's not that much in the keto space. And that is the niche that I'm really trying to answer for. So I'm going to be putting out a lot more tutorial videos under my Keto Savage brand, and she's going to be doing the same under her Lady Savage brand. So that'll be good.
Yep.
What else we got going on?
We have so many different conferences and things like that we're going to be doing. Summertime is crazy for us. We're going to be traveling a lot, hence why we needed someone to kind of lead the Keto Brick crew, so that we are actually able to leave and not feel like we have to take that time off from making bricks and whatnot. So we'll be going on the low carb cruise at the end of this month. end of May. We will be going to KetoCon at the end of June. What other ones are we going to? There's so many different things that we're wanting to do or wanting to adventure off and do and go to.
Yeah, there's a bunch of events. Those are the two that I'm speaking at.
Yeah.
And you're speaking at Low Carb Cruise.
I don't think I'm speaking. I think I'm just going to be on one of the bodybuilding panels.
Right.
Yeah.
But you'll be speaking on the panel.
Right, yeah.
So we'll have those two, and then we're also going to be going to a bunch of smaller meetups and everything. Like, there's a couple meetups in the keto space for KetoCon, I think before and after, so we're going to do those. We're just going to be as involved and engaged as possible because I think that's like the heartbeat of this community, this business, this brand. So we want to get as involved as possible. Should I allude to the next big thing for me? 2020.
Oh, yeah.
So, you heard it here first. I haven't talked about this at all anywhere else, but I have taken some time off from competing. As a natural bodybuilder, it's important to take ample time off because you don't recover as fast. I mean, you're when you don't have super supplements, aka steroids, in your system, it takes longer for your body to bounce back from training, so recovery periods are longer. It's easier to kind of like have a downshift in metabolism when you drop your calories for a competition prep. You know, that's all normal and you can do it in a very healthy way, but you have to be slow and concise and play the long game with your competition. You don't want to compete every 6 months. You don't want to compete every year. You want to give yourself ample time off. My last couple shows was in 2017. That's when I won my pro card using a ketogenic approach all the way through, and I haven't competed since then. I've been spending the past couple years focusing on building muscle, getting stronger, and just developing my physique. But I've been getting the itch to step back on stage, so I'm competing again in 2020. I'm going to start prep for that the latter part of this year, probably in October or November. I've got to figure out what shows I'm going to do, what the time frame is going to line up as, and then kind of reverse engineer and work backwards from that. But know that I'm going to be competing again next year, and it's going to be good. It's going to be really, really good because when I competed in 2017, I had just launched Keto Savage. Keto Brick wasn't even a thing yet. I made the Keto Brick out of necessity during the latter part of my prep because I wanted the food and nutrition for the prep. But I didn't have an audience. I didn't have a brand. I didn't really have a business. I didn't have anything. And I was pumping out content blindly, and the content wasn't great. I mean, I had like 6 or 7 videos, I think, in my whole contest prep series on YouTube, which is not that much. Now, I've got the right equipment. I've got the right skills. I've got the right team. So when I do my next competition prep, it's going to be just quality, useful, informative, educational, entertaining information coming at you on a regular basis. And I'm super excited about that because there's so much more value that I can add to this space when I'm doing a competition prep than when I'm in an off season. Because there's so much more specifics as far as the keto diet goes, as far as nutritional manipulation goes, as far as training manipulations go during a competition prep that it doesn't really make sense for me to do unless I'm prepping. So I'll be able to just deliver a lot more value to you during that time period, which I'm really excited about. And I'm gonna tear up the stage. I'm getting excited just thinking about it.
You guys should have seen him in 2017. I mean, you guys kind of did in some of the videos I know we recorded, but he is a beast. When he gets on stage, he's like a beast, and he's put on a ton of muscle. He looks way better than the last time he was on stage, and I'm so excited to watch you.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be really good. And I just feel like there's so many questions about how to do the ketogenic diet as it relates to diet manipulation for body composition. And that's like my forte right there. That is where my strong suit is. And I'm constantly kind of fumbling over, okay, what kind of content can I put out there that's useful, that's not already out there, that other people aren't doing, and that is it. I don't want to boast. I don't want to say anything overly cocky. but I can pretty confidently say when it comes to body recomposition with a ketogenic diet, I know what the heck I'm doing. Pretty good. So I'm going to be able to add that content and put that out there for y'all so y'all can see how I go about it, what my protocol is like, and then be able to implement it yourself if you so choose.
Yeah, I have a lot of people who come to me asking if I would coach them through their competition or give them, tips and tricks on how to do their competition. And I am so willing to give my advice and what I went through or, how I did things. But I always, go email Robert because he knows it from the inside out. And I can't even, I don't know anybody who can get that good, that deep, that you just know it. And it's with all different body types as well. Just, it amazes me because I can tell people what I went through and, the things that I manipulated and stuff, but you just know it from the inside out.
It's kind of cool because I've worked with so many clients now over the past few years that I've really been able to work with a diverse group of people of all different body types, of all different backgrounds, of all different training goals. So I've been able to kind of see what works well for different types of people. I've been able to see, through pattern recognition, what works well as a whole, and then where you kind of need to, fine tune things for the individual. And I can preach that all day long, but the message is going to be a lot more, it's going to be better received if I'm showing you. And as I go through a competition prep myself, I'll be able to show you firsthand how to do those changes and manipulations and what the results, from them are. So it's going to be really good. I'm really excited about that. Excited about that.
Yeah. Can I lead into where I'm at with all that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
I have had a lot of people ask me when I'm going to compete next because when you do a competition, you are expected that you're going to do it again. Competing was never my goal. It was never I want to do this and I'm going to be great at it and it's going to be awesome. I'm going to do it for the rest of my life. I have supported Robert through several shows, and after lifting for so many years and seeing your physique change, you want to challenge it one way or another. So I did do my show, and I was super proud of myself, and I was so ready mentally when I did it. And just, within the last year, it's been a year. Last Sunday was a year since I did my competition. And through the last year, I've just gone through a lot of changes, emotionally, mentally, physically, a lot of different things, and hormonally too. We kind of have made a video previously a couple months ago about where I am with all my hormones and stuff. And I don't really think it had anything to do with my prep, but I think that was probably not great to put on top of everything that was already going on inside of my body. That I don't know that I'm going to compete again. And I did plan on competing again with Robert in 2020, but I don't think I'm ready. And I think that that's a very strong thing to say, because I think a lot of people just think it's really easy and that, oh yeah, you could just hop on stage, but you go through so much and it's all really good, but you totally have to be in the right mindset. That I don't know when or if I will compete again, but it was the most amazing experience. I would never take it back, but it was also never my goal. I love to support Robert, and I love to watch him do it, and I love the sport. But yeah, that's just where I am. I have a lot of people asking me, and I'm like, oh, I haven't really come out with that yet.
I meant to say, because we got married on April 28th, which was a year from your competition, because I proposed to you at your competition on stage. And I didn't say it on our wedding day because we had enough stuff going on, but I meant to say happy anniversary for your competition.
Thanks, babe.
So I was super proud of her on that day. And that whole prep, I mean, she didn't hold anything back. She never cheated on her meal. She never cheated on her training. And it was pretty cool to witness the mindset she adopted to get through that time and then thrive during that time.
Yeah, I think it's super important to challenge yourself. And just because I may or may not compete again, it does not mean I won't compete in something else or challenge myself in another way. But I'm so glad that I did that and I had the opportunity, and I may or may not do it again, and I may or may not do something else. We shall see.
We shall see. There's a lot of exciting things coming up in the works, y'all. Like, her and I have talked. We've got big plans. We've got such big plans, and I'm excited to document the journey. I'm excited to be able to show through the YouTube videos and the podcasts and just the content that we put out there how far we've come, where we are, and where we're going. That's the cool thing about, you know, having these publishing platforms, I think. You know, someday our kids will be able to look back on these earlier YouTube videos and see where we started and where we're going. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud of what we've done. I'm proud of where we've come from, what we've accomplished, and where we're going to be in the future. It's exciting. I'm excited to build a future alongside Crystal, now as my wife, and the crew, our team, everything. I'm so incredibly blessed and grateful for all the support that y'all have shown us over the years. If you're just now starting to follow us on this channel, you know, go back and watch some of the videos. My story part 1 and my story part 2 are 2 videos that I put out that kind of illustrated some of our earlier times, our darker times, and how far we've come at that point. We've come so much farther since then. Mm-hmm. And it's just crazy. Like this compound, like this Keto Savage compound, we're trying to get more space here, add on to the warehouse. I mean, there's so many things that we're doing, so many things that we're excited about, and that's really what it all boils down to. The fulfillment that I have in life now in building this business and this brand alongside the people that I care and love and care about is just unlike any other feeling. I mean, I never had anything close to this before I started this business. And what it does for me on a day-to-day basis through the good times and the bad times is just unparalleled. I'm so fortunate, so blessed, so grateful, and none of this would be possible if it wasn't for you supporting us, you believing in us, you buying the bricks, you writing us emails, you doing coaching with us, you just being there, you viewing our content, you liking our stuff, subscribing to us, and just following us on this journey and being a part of this journey. Like, this is a family, and I'm proud to be a part of it. You?
Yep.
Yep.
I couldn't say it any better, so I concur.
You concur. And that's pretty much all that I wanted to really touch on this podcast / video. Mm-hmm. Is there anything else that we forgot to add?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Suffice it to say, the future is looking exciting. I'm excited. I'm proud. I'm happy. I'm proud to be alongside Crystal and building it, and proud to have y'all in our corner. So, thank you. We love you. We'll talk soon. Take care.